Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
Well, Mr. Sharpnose is being very friendly and curious today, and not so so shy. So we're just going to let him do this. These guys do make me nervous. They are in the group of snakes which I loosely call the Asian lanceheads. And these are like pogo sticks from South America in their ability to launch themselves in any sort of a direction at any given moment. And they also have this very bad venom, which will certainly rot parts of your body fairly quickly, turn it into liquid, so you can pour it out into the gauze pad. But this is the thousand pace snake, or the sharp-nosed pit viper, Denachistodon acutus, from Southeast Asia up into China, Taiwan. They're a no-joke pit viper. If you look at these patterns back here, they're very reminiscent of Bothrops. He's being very curious. Normally he's very shy and defensive, and I certainly give him a lot of respect. And before I grabbed the camera, he was trying to crawl on me, and of course that makes me very, very nervous, because he can be very, very fast and very flighty when he wants to be, but since he wants some enrichment, I'm just sort of letting him go at his pace. As long as he behaves himself, I will amuse him by allowing him out. I know a couple people that have been bitten by these. Certainly getting anti-venom very quickly was the key in saving their fingers. Sometimes that doesn't even work. Curator of reptiles at the San Antonio Zoo, Alan Carden, was bitten by one of these many years ago. Received antivenom, but that didn't stop the destruction of tissue. The next morning, the doctor comes in and pulls the gauze pad off the wound because something smelled funny, and turned his hand over, and the entire back of his hand sort of poured into the gauze pad. And back then they didn't have advanced tissue grafting, so once the wound was cleaned up and debrided, they made an incision in his abdomen, stuck his hand in until the skin regrew over his hand, and then extracted the whole thing. Yes, that's how they protected wounds from infection until the skin grew back many years ago. These can get to be quite large snakes, about 6 feet. For some of the large females, this is a male. And he's about 3 feet long. I've had him since he was a hatchling. These are egg-laying pit vipers. It's really interesting how there's many different modalities of reproduction in snakes. There's egg layers, oviparous snakes. There's ovoviviparous, which means that they have eggs, but they retain them inside. They don't produce shells, but they still have the egg sac inside, and then when they're time to quote-unquote hatch, the snakes expel the sacs and essentially give live birth. And then you have the viviparous snakes, like your rattlesnakes and stuff, and they give live birth. Well, he's just looking around and seeing what there is to see. I'm just gonna corral him a little bit. So just wanted to show you Mr. Denicistrodon here. You don't often see him because he's currently eating live food, and you can see how alert and slightly apprehensive of the situation. So I'm going to put the camera down so I can corral him and put him back. Okay, I don't normally do this, but these folks at Celestron are real rock stars, in my opinion. I bought this tripod several years ago, and I lost the adapter, which is on the bottom of the camera I'm using right now. And I called them up and asked for the price and part number so I could order one. They sent me one absolutely free of charge immediately and by U.S. Postal Service. So if you want quality equipment as well as quality service, buy from Celestron. They make tripods, telescopes, binoculars, all sorts of very good optical equipment. Now, if Big Mama Vine Snake doesn't get distracted, she won't catch her fish. There we go. Don't get weirded out. I'm not going to bother you. Alright, it's bothering you, I can see that. This is one of Mommy's babies. Thinking about attempting to catch a fish. But you missed. And I caught it on tape. Now you can be embarrassed you failed at snaking. Well, don't mind me. We're just watching. No, I'm not going to tell anybody. Just go back to fishing. Go ahead. Come on. Don't stick your tongue out at me just because I caught you failing. Well, now we're all butthurt. Okay. Just go about your fishing. And there's the male. He is a very aggressive dude. He will try to bite me. He will try to strike at anything that's near him. Come on. Forget the camera and get the fish. Come on. There you go. No, get the fish. Come on. These are mildly venomous. I can't really say how venomous because everybody hears a different story. Alright, I'm going to leave you alone. Hello, you vicious little monster. This is the male Malayan green whip snake, Atula mycersens. At least I hope I pronounced that correct. Unlike the other two, which are only marginally assholes, this one is full asshole all the time. Definitely interested in taking a bite out of me, and has so on occasion. They're supposed to be mildly venomous, but they usually only connect with the front teeth, and I've seen no difficulties. I'm not likely to let the little guy chew on me just to find out, because you never underestimate the power of venom. What? I know. You just want to bite me, huh? I know. It's a real funny defense mechanism to make them look big and scary, and that's stick their tongue out. I think he's a little bit inhibited because of the camera. He sees that as another predator. But when I'm here by myself, he's all over me. He's pretty aggressive. It's sort of like the Chihuahua syndrome. You know, these small dogs are much more aggressive than the big dogs. They have more to prove. So at any rate, if you're lucky, I'll give you some fish later. How's that? Unfortunately, these guys only eat live fish for me, so you know, it makes it a hassle because we have to maintain a little tank with some rosy reds and stuff in it. But we seem to have that pretty well mastered. The rosy reds are doing well. The problem is feeding live. We like the fish. They come to the window in anticipation of food, and then we have to catch them and feed them off, which is very distressful to us. So we would like to get them eating something else, or give them to somebody else who doesn't mind so much feeding live. Now this is the last baby that we have. Oh, you're big and strong when the glass is closed, and she's been sitting here looking at me in anticipation of food, I think. Hi, how you doing? Are you going to be an asshole like him, huh? I know, look at that tongue. Oh, yeah, there's two of them today, huh? That, I think I'll not be so offensive today, huh? You want some fish? Maybe we'll give you some fish. So, you can go back in there and we'll come back later. Hi there. Look at him, he's funny. And here's the mother, and he actually is the father. The mother is over here. She's pretty large.
A lot friendlier too.
Hi, how you doing? You want some fish today?
Hi, Mom.
She's very skittish compared to the other two.
But she doesn't strike like they do. She'll just run and hide.
Yes, yes. But they're really remarkable snakes to watch fish, so we're freaking her out, so we'll leave her alone for now. Well, you little toad, you. Little Asian vine snake is a very foul little beast. Oh, yes. Oh, I know, you're just so upset today. What is your problem? Oh, oh. Well, I didn't even let you have a go at me. Ow! Hit me. Well, was that worth it? Huh? Was that worth it? Oh, go back in your cage. You got your bell rung, huh? Well, I built his teeth. You happy now? Huh? You finally got to bite me. Alright. Well, I felt his teeth go in, but I don't see any blood yet. These are supposed to be mildly venomous, but lots of people say, oh no, they're totally harmless. So, you know, they're rear fangs, so they were front teeth that went in, so I don't think there are going to be any consequences. But, you little toad, you got your bell rung, you end up falling on your head. I hope he's okay. Alright, so back to the issue at hand. I have some squamagers in this cage, variable bush vipers, and I'm going to add some heat to it because I don't think they get enough heat. Look, dude, stop slamming your head against the glass. Oh, and we got a big mouth too. Oh, boy, you're really in a special mood today. All right, look, just so he doesn't friggin' hurt himself, I am going to put that in a place where he's not going to be able to see what's going on, so he's going to calm down. The other one went to the back of the cage, which is perfectly okay. Alright, so in this cage we've got two squamagers, variable bush vipers, and we have a king cobra back there. Hello, Elvis. And here's where they like to hide. So they're going to get the furniture back, but the cage is going to get cleaned up a little bit. A male and a female. I will try to extract one without injuring the other. So this is the male. All ready to bite me. These are definitely venomous, and I don't want them to bite me. And then this is the female. Oh, and she's already taken a swing at me. Now, she's a colorful beast, albeit foul. She produced some babies. Stop. Just stay there and don't hurt the boy. She produced some babies, but they were malformed and just didn't make it. And I think that was primarily because they didn't have enough heat in the cage. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the dreaded heat rock in there. Now, heat rocks are sort of a pariah thing in the hobby, but I've never had a problem with them. I've been using them since I started keeping snake back in the 1970s. Never had a problem, okay? Some people's snakes have burnt themselves on it. This hasn't happened to me, ever. So I continue to use them, and actually now the temperatures are a little bit lower, so they're inherently much safer. So I'm going to put a heat rock in here and cover it with substrate, and then put their house back on top and let them rehabilitate the cage. So I will get busy doing that, and I'll stop recording for now because there's nothing interesting that you need to see. Unless, of course, it's a little vine snake biting my hand. Little toad. Alright, we have the happy campers ready to go back in their cage. Alright. Go. Oh, you're just waiting to take a swing at me. Here, you go in over here. Come on. Don't wrap your little tail around that. Here. Go back into your hut. So I'll shut this one. Hey. She's cantankerous. And I'll put the boy in over here so he doesn't get walloped just because she's upset at me. Here, you go in over here. I know you want to take a swing at me too. Huh? Oh, even through the glass. Save your energy. Save your energy.